Right, so we've done some finishes with all the stuff. All I want you to do with this, right? Wait to pick it up. Oh, then you've got two options. You can march, you can walk, backwards, forwards, or you can just go back and forth in whatever space you've got. Yeah, that's kind of like level one of it, you know, level one, and a bit of walking, yeah, you can do that. That feels okay. Bang, 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 bang. If that feels okay, reverse lunge, bang, reverse lunge, bang. You can even reverse, forward, back, reverse, forward, back. Oh, and that will finish you off. You can pick one and just do it for a set amount of time, a couple of times. You do the walking. If you're doing the walking and the stepping, just put a song on, go. Don't, you can go heavy and go light, it's up to you. Suffer a little bit, yeah? Let's get a bit of a sweat on, a bit of suffering, nothing wrong with it. If you're doing the up and down on your knees, yeah, maybe do a bit of that, then go to walking and alternate, or just do one round of up and down, then walk. You're doing the lunges, same thing. If you want to do it to failure, have fun, be very careful if it's heavy. You can shoulder load if you want to, you know, so that's the other option would be, you'll get up to there, I'll do the same thing, I'm going to do the up and down, do the lunges, yeah. Again, let's not overcomplicate it, let's just throw a little bit of suffering at the end, yeah. Get our heart rate up, build a bit of conditioning, nice way to finish your workout. And even just what we've done there, the sandbag is a great workout. I personally today have combined it with slam ball and this. The slam ball stuff got me nice and warmed up for this, then I've pushed it. But either one works on its own too. But for me, this is, once we get into sandbags, especially heavy ones, that's where we're really pushing that intensity a bit. And I'm not saying you could do sandbags every day if the load's appropriate. You know, if you're using a light one, a medium one, same as kettlebell, same as dumbbell, same as anything, you know? But if you're gonna do heavy, let's limit that to, you know, like once or twice a week. You know, give your nervous system time to recover, do some other stuff. I'm not trying to put too much tension in you, you know what I mean? And as much as these are really good and valuable, they're still heavy and still gonna leave some stiffness and some soreness. And we don't want loads of that. We're trying to get you feeling nice and loosey-goosey, yeah? And I was talking about previous video, we'll talk about this, about, you know, managing your workout, you know, schedule, week, month, year. But you know, I'm lucky enough that I treat a football every week. They're cool. They're good guy, Shay. Absolute beast of an athlete. With some top clubs, and I always pick his brains. You know, he's doing coaching himself now as well. He's like done his coaching badge and stuff, so I'm always picking his brains. You know, these guys get paid a lot of money. You know, it's like they're right up there. So, and they've got to perform week in, week out. I'm going to pay attention to what they do. It's such a demanding. They're very fit. They're very versatile. Neurologically, very impressive. And yeah, so basically, they don't just come in on Monday and break them down and destroy them, you know, like most gyms are doing. That's, it's like recovery, set the tone, see what's going on, you know what I mean? See what's going on, maybe there's some things lagging, you know, maybe there's a few tight backs, whatever, you know what I mean? It's a chance to gather information and to restore, and that builds. It builds through the week, you know, there's some recovery thrown in, blah, 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 but then they've peaked that week, so by Saturday they're ready to go again. Yeah, they're ready to go. They might do some plyometrics on the Friday. They're ready to go, you know, on the Saturday. That's like what we should be doing, I personally believe. We should be ramping it up as the week goes on. You know what I mean? If we're going to do it. And to be honest, who the fuck decided 7 days? We can do it over as many days as we want. Everyone just puts it into 7. But if we're doing it that way, you know, Monday, yeah, you can get a sweat on. But that's where I tend to use body weight. You know, light stuff. Okay, doing a Wednesday as well. I might go there to Javelin, do their circuits, or I might come here, and that's where it's like, I might push it a bit more, a little bit heavier, might throw some plyos in, you know, see what I'm feeling like. Get to Friday. If say I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Friday, yeah, I'm going to warm up some lighter stuff, but then I'm going to get straight into like some slam balls, some sandbags, you know, I'm going to do a bit of grip work, you know, I'm going to do some plyometrics. I'm going to push it, you know what I mean? Now, if I'm training the Saturday, say with Alfie, then that I might just a bit of load, you know, like some sandbags and some grip work, and then do the plyos with Alfie and separate it. But the point is, my heavier stuff stacked towards the end, And also when I'm eating more calories, I tend to eat more calories Friday to Sunday, you know? So I tend to, that's, you know, I like to eat. I'm spending more time with my family, more downtime. So I've got the fuel to do that as well, even if I'm cutting. That's when I'm going to tend to have like a cheat meal and stuff, and I think it works really well. I'll do another video on that, but I was just sharing that while I was on the subject. So that's the sandbags. The only other things I'm going to do at this stage, I'm going to, like, as it goes on, I will be adding all sorts of stuff, right? Well, the other ones I want to do before I launch this are going to be, I'm going to throw some gym ball exercises in, because everyone's got a gym ball lying around, and they're really good, and some advanced plyometrics. And what I mean by that is just like using some hurdles, using some combinations, learning to bounce and hop and flow, so that you can build, like I said, an athletic program in like your garage, in your living room. That's what I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you that, like, we're not using much space here, not much equipment. All the stuff I've used, cheap as fuck. You know what I mean? Some dumbbells, some kettlebells, some sandbags, nothing's expensive. And I've tried to show how I've done that, you know, marketplace, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, because I am pooped. I'm going to have a minute before my next client.